So this is the question everybody asks me about when we're talking about design and what we're doing, and that is, how are you going to build the slide outs for your Overlander for Bart? That's what we're going to work on today. This is our metal frame that we have so far, and we have two 12-foot slide outs, one on either side, 12 foot in length, 3 feet in overhang over the sides. It makes a total of 14 feet wide. So the common question is, what are you making? What are you using? How are you going to make this thing hold up? We're building it out of steel, and I'm going to show you a couple of components I'm using. So what we came up with is this 3-inch tubing. This is our main carrier for the telescopic arms that come out each side. I must say, in this project, this is one of the most fun parts and aspects of building this frame. Something I really enjoy. I've been thinking about it a long time, and I love seeing it come together. I've learned a few things, made a few mistakes that actually turned out better than I had anticipated because of the mistake. Start with this 3-inch piece of tubing and insert this 2-inch. This is my actually telescopic part that would go inside and out here. Didn't want to completely reinvent the wheel. So what I was able to find was this unit right here. This is actually used on the heavy-duty slide outs for most travel trailers today. This is a Lippert component I bought on Amazon. These are made for 2.5-inch wide steel. So I did the math and I measured it out. I figured it would still work. Calculated my 2-inch tubing, but this is what happens. My 2-inch tubing has this, because it's a heavy wall tubing, has this round on each side. So this actually has not enough surface. It would just slide off for this to roll around. These things mount on the bottom of the 3-inch tubing. So there was a problem. What could I do? Well, I didn't like the fact that this had deflection anyway. You put enough weight down here and this piece will bend, and there's going to be a lot of weight on this slide out. The entire wall, inside will be bunk beds, kitchen, dinette, and some storage units, some drawers. Anyway, the whole thing will move out, so there's some weight on it. Because I bought this really nice heavy-duty 3/8 flat stock, and what that allows me to do is have bearing for this main bearing to ride all the way along, as long as this thing stays straight. So that solved one problem, but it created another one. How to attach this? If I attach this by welding it in spots along here, the heat generated by welding is going to bend this piece of metal. It's going to warp it. This thing is straight, and if that is bent, it's going to rub on the side. It's not going to go in straight. It's going to come out, and as it turns, it's going to pull, and it would cause a lot of friction, and it wouldn't work when it pulled it out 3 feet. Solution is this, and drill and tap this unit and bolt it in. That'll keep the heat from warping this metal. A couple extra taps and drill bits, and we're going to go to it. Get this perfect every time, but there's always a little bit of difference. So we'll drill these two together, and this will be a paired unit. Are you ready, Estelle? Let's do it. Not so hard, okay? Ready? Okay, you want to try and keep it straight, okay? Nice and stable. That looks easy. That's right, back it out. Perfect. Only 24 more to go.
Man, this is fun.
This needs to go over, so I'm going to grab this clamp and see if I can pull it over, Tyler. Oh yeah, went right over. Look at that hole. This turned out really nice. Look how nice and flush those are. All dipped in there. Tyler even said he's having fun, and he wants to finish this up. Finish tapping all these times. The rhythm section over here. Now, one thing that really threw me off when I was looking at this was my eye naturally wants to center this right here, but I have to center it between the outside edge and the outside edge. And this just rolls right along like that. It's going to work really good. So originally I wanted to tap these in because I was worried about heat warping this, But this really doesn't have a lot of weight. All it's going to do is have some shear on here. So I had a hard time sourcing these. I worked a long time to get them. Ordered a couple of them wrong even. Well, that doesn't work. I have some old aluminum I had laying around. I built a couple of jigs. And this, I put a center line where I wanted my hole, put this on here, and put some self-tapping screws in it, and cut this out with the plasma cutter. The perfect fit for this to slide right inside there, and it carries it quite well. While I was designing this, I'd originally intended on welding these units up to the bottom. And I thought I better do a dry fit, because these things come apart right here. This all comes apart, except for the fact that it has like a keyway inside there for this little gear. So when I did my dry fit, I realized that I wasn't going to be able to get it through. It'd only go through from one end, and I couldn't get that gear on. But what I did, I drilled some holes in here, and it allows me a place to hang my hammocks when I eventually get this thing finished. Perfect. You have your nuts, you need? Okay. The thing I had to do on the inside, it's real hard to access those bolts in there. I drilled the holes close to the outside, then I got some oversized bolts, and I ground down the outside of them, and I dropped them in there, and it actually holds them in place. So I don't have to get a wrench in there to hold the top. All right, so here it goes. Look at that, it's nice and smooth. There's no grease, nothing on that. That's excellent. See how this turns right here when I pull the piece out? That's where our shaft will connect, and it'll just turn and turn in and out. So what I plan to use to connect the three mechanisms together is this heavy gauge conduit. Nice, it slides out. There goes my brand new 1/4 inch bit, gone. First time I used it, I broke it. See how this goes in. Oh, sounds good. Almost there, just about ready to try it. I just need to get a handle, temporary handle built for this thing down here. And I've been saving this conduit bender for years. You can tell it's been out in my metal pile rusting, and I was going to throw it away about 5 or 6 times. Today I have a use for it. Here's my temporary handle. I'm going to try the handle before I get too far here. Oh yeah, that's going to give me some strength. It's too big. All right, so here's the moment of truth. I have my temporary handle, and we're going to see how it works. This is exciting. We'll just get these right up here against the gear. We'll go in first. Oh, look at that. That's easy. Wow. My handle's way too long. Look at that. First time. Works like a charm. Go right into there and out. Wow, that's great. Wonder whose job it'll be to open this thing up like this, though. I'm excited. That went great. It looks awesome. If you guys have any more questions or any concerns, any ideas, something I could do different, better, let me know. I really appreciate your input, and leave it in the comments. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for your interest in this project and your good input, your work here. And Roy, thanks for giving me some ideas on the frame. Really appreciate where it's taken us. People in your life will always change the way you do things and change the way you see life. So appreciate the people around you. Thank you for Tyler's help today. and Estelle's wonderful music. It was great. Thanks for subscribing. Have a good day.